Hey there, it's Patmos and nice of you to join me for a brand new series on Ostriv. And let's start up a new game. And the last vote selected map 9. We're going to go for spruce trees this time. And let's click map 9 and get started. Well, let's pause immediately because we don't want to waste any time. First of all, we need to check this map. We are now looking at the northern side of the map, where we could start our village, for instance. Then we can see on the map there's rivers completely crossing this map, which means that if we want to go for a camp location, we can build it right here, but we can't get to this side yet, so we can't build the camp here. So this side is completely off limits, same here. We could build it, no, we can't build it here as well, so this is also off limits. So basically, this main body of land is where we have to build our base camp. So I'm going to rotate the map so we face this part. Well, here's the edge. Here we have some buildable ground, but this place is at the edge of the map. Right there. Well, we have some land here, but this is very few pieces of land, and we want some good land to use. And, well, here we have quite a few good patches of land. I do like this river side here, though, because, well, we can build bridges across. We can even make a double bridge right here. Maybe, well, maybe place one house or two houses on there, something like that, or a boatyard. So I'm thinking about starting in this area. Now, the conditions for this game will be, for this series will be, that we're not going to build houses with gardens, or at least I will give them manual gardens, but they won't use them to grow their own crops. So we really need to get farming quickly to get all the resources that we need. And, well, that gives us a little bit of an extra challenge, I think. Well, I think it's time to get going. So let's start right here. We will build our campsite right here, I guess. There it is. And we have to set up everything to really get going. So we need to build a forestry, which we can build right here. I guess the clay pit can go next to it, why not? Especially for now. And, well, those are the most basic buildings that we need. We also need a, where is it? Thatchery, of course, but I think we should place that a little bit closer to the river. And we don't need it straight away, so I'm going to build it already. But we're not going to finish it straight away. We will probably just build it a bit later. Yeah, I think we should do the industries a bit more on this side, so I'm going to place it right here next to the river. Hopefully they can make good use of it. Of course, we need 9 houses to accommodate all the people. We are going to build the houses right here. I'm going to go for a little bit of a grid pattern in the beginning. We'll change that up later. But for now, I think that's one of the things that we can go for. Oh, well, I have another idea. Let's do it like this. We'll build one house. And yeah, something like this. 2 houses. And 3 houses. I guess now we can build a fence around it. Something like this. So we can create a artificial garden, I guess. Problem is, when we do this, the they will have to walk all the way around. It takes a lot of time. So, yeah, that's not what we're going to do straight away, I guess. Let's just get rid of it. We will do this once they have finished the houses. At least time is running now, so we can continue with this. Alright, we have 3 houses right here. Guess we should just build houses facing each other. But that's also pretty far away. Perhaps these houses in the beginning just don't need any space at all, because they're just the beginning houses. That's what we're going to do. We're just gonna go for... Let's not pause the game. Let's keep time rolling. Let's just build 9 houses as quickly as we can. 1, 3, 4, 5. We'll just make some sort of a main street here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, this should do the trick. Should probably build a well. Build one on this side, one on this side. Don't need to build those straight away, so we'll build those houses first. Alright, let's get to speed 3, speed things up a bit. I want to get extra builders there, so that everybody is contributing to what we're doing. And this way, we'll build a thatchery probably there. So this should give us a little bit of a main body where we can work from. That's probably what we're going to do. We can work from this and try and make it work. Going to need a farm quickly as well, though. So we might just be planning that. Just a little farm. Can be close to the village, doesn't really matter. We can build the fields up here, so we'll just place it right here. Ooh, I clicked that a bit too quickly. Let's just see... yeah, let's put it a little bit up here, so... well, let's just face this way so they can enter more quickly. That's it. That's where the farm goes. We should be able to finish that before winter. Now this should be going pretty quickly because they should be using a slightly less amount of resources than what you use when you have fences around it. Ooh, they're already short of wood because we need a lot of wood. So let's get 1, 2, 3 guys out of there. That should provide us with 4 here. And 4 there, because we have 8 each, or 9, but one of them is the mayor. And with 4, they can really up their game on getting all the wood that we need. So we just wasted about 1 or 2 weeks without wood, but I think we'll be able to pull that back. There they go. Seems to me they're working pretty efficient. 4 guys just finishing everything. Yes, firewood's there, so that's good. And it's the start of April when our first house is done. I'm quite happy with that. They already brought some resources to this place, so that also works for me. Let's get the second house going. All these guys need now is just a slightly bit more firewood and then a lot of logs. And as soon as they have like 12 or 10 logs, we can take 2 guys out and get them into the building crew to speed that up. Here they go, bringing in all the resources. Perfect. I think we can go a little bit earlier on the thatchery to get those women to work, because now women don't do anything. And I want to put them to good use. Alright, let's not forget to zoom in every now and then, so here we go. First house, here comes the second house, laying the foundations here. They already brought some stuff for the next house, that's very good. Alright, foundations there. Working on the walling now, very good. Putting in the clay, the wooden construction. Looks really good. I've really like the detailing on this. Beam by beam the house gets built. That's really awesome. Right, how many logs do they have? 7. So we're getting there to the amount that we want. They're all very busy. Can't zoom in anymore in case you're wondering. So this is it. You can already see the thatch laying around for them to use. First family's living here. Second family will go live here. Very good. 10 logs, 2 more awaiting, so that's nice. So let's get 2 guys out and add them to the building crew, because I want to get these buildings up. Alright, so soon after that we'll get the farm. At a certain point we also need to get the town hall to adjust taxes, etc. So Although I want the main city center to be somewhere here on this, because this is more the middle of the map. I think that we're just going to build a big church here and then put houses around it as the main center of the city, and the city hall will be on this side of the river, I think. Because we can't wait for... money-wise, we can't really wait to adjust payments. We need to do that early on. And if we have to wait until we can get here, and it's very long walking distance, so it takes a lot of time to start building there, etc. So that's not going to happen. Alright, 2 houses done, a third on the way. That looks good. Bringing the resources to the 4th. Also very good and important. Now that we don't have any stuff from our own, we either need to start trading quickly, get a trade center up so that we can trade, get food, and then attract new immigrants, or we have to wait until the first harvest and then we can start to attract immigrants. I'm not going to plan ahead that far right now, so I'm not going to say, alright, we're going for trade or for the farm. I'd like to keep that option open for now, but we will at a certain point either go for extra trade or wait until we get to the end of the 2nd year where we get a running farm and harvest and then get all that we need. Have to see though. I do believe everyone can survive until the 2nd year, so the end of the 2nd year, so that should be good. Alright. 3 houses up and running. They're bringing in all the goods, that's nice. 3rd house coming up. Or the 5th house, I mean. So we should be quite good on our way to finish this in time before the winter. Although this is pretty far away, so there is quite a walking distance, but it's okay, we can deal with that. Yes, there they go. Put the roof structure in, and now just put on all of the thatch, and then we have another house. And look at how different they all are. Very nice. Must have been quite the work to do just so much detailing on all these different buildings. I mean, even the stairs are different in size. I believe there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. This is 4 steps. So there's even differences in that. It's really great. And some cute bushes around. It's nice. This one's empty, so probably not really a plant lover or something like that, I guess. Or they just have to plant it. They didn't get to it. That's also a possibility. Alright, it's June, which is the 4th month of playing. And we're getting ready to build our 5th house. Perfect. I would not have guessed things would go this quickly. So, while we are busy with this, I'm also thinking about what to do. And I think we're gonna go and try to get some trading going, but still not 100% sure. What I do know is that we need a smithy going at a certain point. And it might be a good time to try and place a smithy already, but this place is occupied. Of course, we could create an alley here as well by placing the smithy like this. That could also be cool. Or we place the smithy on this side. That could also be something nice to watch. I'm going to place the smithy here. Yeah, just right here. Leave some space there. The smithy comes with charcoal piles, because they need that to run. Going to build 2 with that. Now the women can go and fill this up, so that's good. And I would really like to do a little bit more fencing this time. So we're going to fence off this area. so that we know that this is now the smithy's area. The smithy works here and he uses the charcoal. And that's it. I like it that way. Should probably plant trees here as well to consider decoration. I like it. Well, this is working and we already got 5 houses. Here's number 6. 3 more to go after this one. Alright, we also need a carpenter. I think we can place the carpenter on this side then. And we should get a cart parking along with that, since it is the carpenter. Ooh, we have to wait until this house gets... Ah, that family is moving, so that's good. That probably means that we can build this here soon, and then we can fence this area as well. Yeah, there it is. Perfect. So let's just do it like this, and then fence this area as well. Use a different fence this time. Although it's really hard to see where we are actually building. So this has to wait a little bit until it's done. Alright, the thatchery is done, so let's put in the ladies. Let's get them to work. We can take a few out if we really need to at any time. These charcoal piles are already burned, so that's good. As soon as the smithy is built, we can start working on that. And these are already creating thatch. Perfect. Here we go, house number 7. So we can delay this house a while because we don't have any food. We won't attract any immigrants anyway. Ooh, look at this. They really created some sort of a porch or whatever. Oh, these have a nice sort of what's it called? Terrace or balcony or whatever. The porch or the veranda. This looks really nice. I haven't seen this before. Is this new? Well, this house has it as well. But I don't think that's in the game very long. Looks really nice. But these have a very nice porch. I like that as well. Can imagine though that in the winter time houses like this can get pretty cold if you don't heat them up properly. Guess with modern day insulation you can do a lot of good things, but... Well, these houses look cool. Alright, people still have food, so hopefully they can survive for a while. Thatcher is working like a charm. House number 8 coming up. It's still August, so that works. Yes, looks nice. So this will be some sort of a main street, so maybe we can later on place a few benches there or something like that. Or maybe we can do that even now. So that people can just sit around and have fun. Well, they seem to be enjoying that if we build a few benches, so let's do so. Let's focus a bit on decorations, etc. this time. I think that'll be nice. Alright, there we go. Anything else that we should put there? Not really. We can build a birdhouse, but one of the houses or something. Yeah, let's build a birdhouse right there. This is a animal-loving family. Alright, house number 9. That should be able to finish halfway September, so that's very good. That gives us plenty of time to get the wells up and then start working on the farm. That gives us the time to start planning the farm fields. And then next year we can get the women in and start working on producing food. I like it. Now let's get rid of these things because they'll be an annoyance later on. I want to get rid of them. Alright. I can really see the flags now. Couldn't see them, really see them later on. Or in the early stages. Alright, let's do it like this. So let's fence off this area as well. Because here's the carpenter. They will build a car parking. And they go together as well. I'm not going to fence this off because then they have a longer walking distance towards the trees. That's not exactly what I want. Alright, first well is done. Village house is complete, so we got all the houses that we need. Looks pretty good here. Right, second well done. Going for the farm now. Question is, do we have enough? We have nails. How much nails do we need? Oh, they already brought all the nails. Alright, so that should be sufficient. Well, next up, the smithy, the carpenter, and the car parking. So, yeah, that's good. Let's just build this farm now. Started off with 25 people. Which is 18 adults, so we already have 7 kids. That's quite good, actually. I've had games where I've started with like 28, 29, but I've also seen games where I start with like 22, 21. So I'm happy with this. Those kids can grow up and help out in a few years, maybe. 6 years old, 8 years old, let's see, 6 years. 2 years, yeah, that's going to take long. 12 years, that's only going to take like 4 years or something like that. 3 years. Alright, that's good. Well, here comes the farm. We'll really have to think about how we're going to plan this. Because this looks like a very large piece of land, but it's not that large actually. So we'll really need to think about where... I think 3 fields like this, and then maybe 3 fields opposite to it with an extra farm for the next year. That might work. But it's interesting, we'll have to see. Well, let's finish this farm first, of course, and then get going with the fields. We'll try. I'll try and place them as close as we can to the border to make the best use of the land that we got. I need to get the roof up first. Well, they're doing good. Bringing in the extra thatch. That's a good thing, that works. You're running out of nails. We need to build a smithy. Yes, I know, but next up is the smithy, so that should be good. Alright, farm is done. Perfect. Let's try and get a manager. Let's set it up for only women now. And let's start adding fields. Now let's see, how long can it be for 50 units? Alright, that's quite good actually. So we will start off right here. I want the entrance to be on this side, so do it like this. I would really be able to just type in 50 by 50 and then... Or you can just click maximum sized field and then you get a maximum sized field and you just have to put it down in the way that you want it. I would really like that. Because this way is always quite tough to actually get it precisely as you want it to be. 50-50, now you can see, too long. There's a problem here. Ah, this is where people get in. Interesting. So traders and etc. might probably get in on that point. Alright. I will get rid of this one as well then. And we'll place it a little bit further away from the... We'll start off right here. Can we do that? I hope so. We'll do it like this. $50-50. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. Alright, I think we need to put people in these buildings. Get one in the smithy, so we get less builders. I'll put 2 in the smithy for now. We need an extra cart, and we need these carts to be moved to this one, because I want to get rid of that one. And we want it to perform preemptive repairs. Also, this house is being built, so we really need to start thinking ahead now. I guess we can go for a trading post. And then... yeah, we'll build it like this. Because with that trading post we can set up a way to trade. Also means that we're going to need a granary. And I'm going to set that up right here in the middle of the area where we are building houses now. Oh, well, we'll build 2 straight away, although we'll only be using 1. At least now they have something to build, and this takes up a lot of stuff, so it's going to take a while before they can actually build it. Gives us time to work on the fields. Right, here we go. 50... 50... how long? Too long, yeah. That's an issue. 50, 50, 50. Perfect. Alright, let's add the 3rd field. I wish I could just copy a field. Too long. Alright, let's make it a little bit shorter then. $50, $50, $48, $50. Well, this is fine. Alright, I think we can set it up. We're going to go with buckwheat and potatoes for now. Because that's the most easy, most efficient way to get stuff. Guess we can go potato, fallow, buckwheat. And then here we get a fallow field. We get buckwheat and we get potatoes. Alright, this should be it. I'm not going to add these people yet. Do we have free women? Yeah, we have a few free women, so we can add 3. Now all the women are busy. And then later on, when the next year starts, we will get the 2 women out of the thatchery. I think that's a good idea. Alright, they're building that extra house that we need at a certain point. It does appear that they have plenty of food for a while at least. So that'll work. Alright, we can get rid of this one. Should probably get rid of this well, but I'm not 100% sure. How many nails do we have already? 73. That's not nearly enough to finish the trading post. I'm gonna go with the granary first. It's our next building. Because we do need that as well when the farm gets into action and we can actually harvest something later on. So we do need the granary. And perhaps at a certain point we need extra housing as well, so we'll see. It is quite a challenge though, with no farming. Normally you have like 2 or 3 houses that already get their own crops by the end of the first year, and now we don't, so and we can't redistribute them, so of course we could try buying like potatoes and flour from villagers, but I don't think we are able to, since it's not their own produce. So it's interesting. Let's see what we can do. We don't have enough nails, so that's also an issue. So we won't be attracting any people anytime soon, unfortunately. Well, they do need water, but we have plenty, so that should not be an issue. We're getting all the stuff for the granary. Should have plenty of wood, so that should be easily brought in. But with only 3 builders, of course, that's taking a little time. These guys are working as fast as they can to make the nails. I don't think we need to create any metal parts yet. Oh, we do for this. Alright, but I'll put it like on 10, not too many. We want a lot of nails, so let's focus on that first. Oh, we need 11 more. I believe we still have plenty of iron, yeah. But this trading post will be pretty handy when we need to get things like nails, etc. and iron to produce stuff. So we're going to need a trading post anyway. least we got ourselves a little basic village, very small. So we're going to establish a little bit bigger village on this side of the river, I think. And once we have a village that can do all the basic functions and is ready to expand, we're gonna go across the river and really see on that side what we do, I guess. But for now, we'll focus on this side of the river. Alright, I think we should expand a little bit. Or at least plan ahead. So we need to build a few more homes. I'm going to build a few homes right here. And they will have a garden. Of course, we will create the garden ourselves. And it will be small. But they will have a garden. I think I will like that. So we'll do something like this. Alright. And then we can continue on from this side. Yeah, this is how I want it to be. They get just a small size garden. So some of the more special villagers or something like that will live here, I guess. I don't know if that's the way to talk about it, but I just do. Alright, so these now have gardens. So we can put in trees as well or something like that. Oh, we can place a bench inside the garden. That's also very nice. So that they can just sit in their own garden. That'll be cool. Let's rotate it a bit. Of course, nothing is straight in a game like this. That's always my issue, because I would love to get everything straight, but that's just not going to work. Guess they all need some decoration as well in their garden, so... Let's just put in some trees and stuff. Let's put in an apple tree where they can sit next to the bench. Yeah, that'll be nice. These people like an apricot tree or two or whatever. A few more bushes. Alright, that should be it for now. What are we working on? Well... yeah, they're still bringing in all the resources. They're pretty busy getting the wood and clay in anyway. So... it's okay with the nails, I guess. Although we might need a few extra women to work on the charcoal pile. So let's get these out. Plenty of thatch for now. And they can now start working on bringing in a lot more of this firewood. Yeah, that works. Should probably tell them that... yeah, we don't have any of these. So alright, that's not going to work. Let's set this up, by the way, with buckwheat and potatoes. Where are the potatoes? Yeah. So you can see we can't buy these from local villagers, although they do have potatoes. Ooh, and spring is coming, so let's get all the women working on the farm. Let's pause for a second, because we need to activate these fields, of course. Now they're active, we can go. Alright, let's start setting this to like 2000. Should be the thing for now. Not that there's anything to be harvested yet, but it's okay. These will start working now. 3 laborers will come in as well. Alright, let's just stop building. And yeah, they need to continue. This guy's not doing anything at the moment as well, so you can get out there as well. Let's just all try and help out at the farm. We want it to be sown in quickly so that we can get a lot of stuff out. We want the best harvest that we can. And for that we need it to be sown in quickly. There it goes. 6 people helping, that's nice. They're already going to this field, so this one should be done fairly quickly. There it is. Once he gets out, it starts growing. There it is. Perfect. Well, this works. Need to put everyone back into a job, of course, as soon as we can. But for now, quite happy about it. It's still March. This field's already growing. This one is over halfway sown in. That's pretty quick. Especially with such a small population. Everyone is contributing to this village. I really like it that way. Right, this should be everyone, so we shouldn't be needing any new people, true. So we can put the guy back in there. We can put 3 builders in there again. And do we need thatch here? No. Alright, so that's good. We still have quite some thatch here, so nothing to worry about there. We have 3 women without a job, but once this one is emptied out, and that will be pretty quick, they can refill this then. We only need 87 more nails. We still have quite a few here. So we're almost there with the nails. So let's hope someone comes by and visits us soon. And it's time for our first government building. Let's build a town hall. Should we build it next to the granary? I think so. This will be our little town for now, so let's just build it right here. And maybe we can build 2 more rows of houses here with a main alley. And perhaps we can continue that alley like this so that it will go all the way around. I think that'll be nice. So let's build a town hall there. And let's start setting up houses right here. So this will be some sort of a corner. We can maybe build in a gazebo there or something. We'll just build houses right here. Yep, just like this. And of course, across from it. Yeah, that's maybe a little bit too close. No, it's not. I think we can manage that. Alright, let's do it like this. 1, 2, 3. Now we get some sort of an alley here, and then we can do the same here later on. Not going to do that right now. Well, we are off to a good start, I think. Probably when the trading post is done, we will also get the first harvest in, but we'll see. Kinda hoping everyone will survive until the first harvest, but I think they will. Get a bit one-sided food, but we'll work on different food sources later on. Alright, well, it's been way more than half an hour. It's coming up to 40 minutes, but we had so much fun setting up this little village without any homegrown crops. I hope you enjoyed this as well. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching this video. Feel free to leave any comments about things you want to see in this series or whatever, and I'll respond to it. And then of course I hope to see you in another video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.